Welcome to Game On, and this is the first episode of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. I know it says my gamer tag for the Xbox One right up there at the top. So if you see this video, you can add me in that, but I don't know. I usually hang out with a certain amount of group, but message me, I may reply. Because sometimes I'm busy in the Xbox and that, but I am going to now start a new game of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. That is not English. Alright, I hope the game loads in English. That reminds me, did I put subtitles on? I love the music though. Fate of Black Peter. Okay. So I'm guessing that's the first case we work on. Oh! Welcome to the chat, my friend. And welcome to the first episode of Crimes and Punishments, like I said in the beginning, but just actually started this Twitch episode actually actually not that long ago, like a few seconds ago or something like that. It just started. This right here will tell me if I have the subtitles on. Oh crap, he's got a pistol. Holmes, seriously? Sofa. Come on, get over there. Not a good spot to hide. I agree with what's his partner name? I forget already. Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Mr. Watson, I can't believe.
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no.
Good luck with
this
Yannick
crime is
Inc.
so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Okay, Mr. Holmes. Let's get you a let's me check here first. Okay. Baker Street, Woodsman Lee. Evidence. Profile of victim. Okay, we already know about this, do we? Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born in 1845. Man, I can't count. And so 50 years old. He achieved great success in hunting whale hunting in Scandinavia, retired in 1884, eventually moving to Woodsman Lee. Okay, so we already know about that. Documents. Dialogues. Don't need to hear that again. Miss Hudson. Okay. That's Watson's room. I want to go to my room. And I want to go to my closet. I don't want to wear the sailor's outfit. No, not casual, since that's the only thing I can wear. Open doors to the Holmes room. Let's go to Woodsman Lee. I gotta admit, I love the freaking loading screen of this. Like, he's just sitting in the carriage, and then right at the end of it, I think I heard that he opens his book and starts reading until you press the button to, like, yeah, he opens his book and then he starts, and then as soon as the ending stops, like loading stops, the horse stops moving. Yeah.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
I'll be over there in a second. Sheesh. Oh yeah, do I have to talk British now? Yeah, I can't do a British accent. I can't. Wait, what is this? Stone pathway, I know. Footprints. Examine.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
I think I noticed that.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
I think I already know who did it. The butler did it. Case solved. I'm just joking. Usually in like some movie, like in some stereotypical things, or what people say is like, "Oh, the butler did it." So I just feel like putting my own little twist and say, "Oh, I know the case. It's solved. It's the butler."
My husband's body. It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Maybe he's an angry drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
My friend posted in the comments beside it, the chat room that you cannot see, I can see, says Holmes on Holmes. This is not a TV show for when somebody named Holmes is working on Holmes. Nice try.
Do you remember?
It was a good
the
it was
time you
good,
found
yes.
Your husband's body.
I'm laughing in
In
my
the
head. I'm
morning,
not gonna do it
at
while I'm
around 7
recording.
o'clock, I
And
noticed the
I'm
cabin
saying
door
this
was
out
open,
loud.
but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh dear.
Oh no, she found him. Dead as a doorknob.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I
Yes,
don't
other
think so.
females.
I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay, let's do the profile check. What do we got here? Cameo. No, nothing around the private parts. The gloves. Birdhouse.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
I thought that would be it right there. Didn't want that. I would say pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Oh yes, first try! Woo! Did this police officer say
Mr.
anything?
Holmes?
Wait, does he say all the time?
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
I'm going to go as a yes. He just says Mr. Holmes over and over and over again. If I keep pressing it, I might as well have a recorder recording it every few seconds. Oh, it's a broken record.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
I know it's in the cabin. You guys has already explained that. Well, we make sure not to touch
The
anything.
door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday.
Man Cat 4, you
to
kind of
ensure
forgot
no
the
one should
L
enter
in
the
Mr.
cabin and
Holmes.
tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello,
What is it,
hello,
Mr.
hello.
Stark?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
It seemed like somebody tried to screw the door. Let's see who tried to force it.
These scratches are fresh.
Oh, don't mind these scratches.
Right.
They're just from the
Someone
random
tried to
wildebeestes.
force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Or I'm guessing this guy right here might be a little bit blind, because they could have been there yesterday, for all we know. You know, like, we don't know. He could be half blind or half of a dimwit. You don't know. Oh, harpoon to the chest. That's gotta be a painful way to die.
Terrible way to die.
Yeah, I agree. Examine the dead body. Blood. I should probably put like a description here saying, if you're squeamish of like bloody objects, please leave or something like that. Or
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
I think we kind of can tell that he did not succeed of defending himself. Huh.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Oh, JHN. I thought it said JNH. No, JNN. No, whatever.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what? The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Okay, didn't pierce his chest.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Alright, he must have been a bodybuilder. Oh, I got some examples to put in. Task, make an ambush. Okay.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Okay, I think we already know about... Okay, ambush.
The initials PC have been crudely burned.
PC. Oh, so this is a computer now? The early models of a computer? It says P.C. I know it's supposed to be like Peter Calloway, but when you hear PC, I think of a computer nowadays. Tobacco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
I hate this part. Since I suck at this, I know I'm just being noobish. I'm just gonna hit skip because I don't want to make you guys wait, and I suck at this.
Is coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among
Last time I tried doing this, it took... Well, I seen somebody try to do it. Okay, so I've done that. I seen that part. It took me to try. It took me hours to try.
Rum.
Then I'm just like, screw it.
It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
What's in the wooden chest?
For hunting.
Okay, I don't think there's gonna be harpoons in the chest. Please let me look. That's not what I was trying to look at. Take his boots. They're size 8, it says.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. the tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Okay, we already know about that part. There's gotta be something I'm missing.
Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Well, I'm gonna do what it wants me to do. I'm gonna make an ambush like it wants me to. Wait, does this guy say anything?
Mr. Holmes?
They all say the same thing. Except for you, Inspector Fox. I mean, Inspector.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
No, I was planning we were all gonna stay behind and drink to our heart's contents and party and let the person hear us knowing that we're here. That's what I was planning we would do. Totally. So I'm guessing I'm supposed to go behind here.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Okay, it is. Okay.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, shush it.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
I don't know, something tells me it's not him, but he could be there, but I don't know, we can't leave him out because since he's a suspect now, since he just tried to, well, actually, since he broke into... I like how you're standing there with a pistol, guarding the policeman, like,
All right, my fine
policeman.
fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm just here smoking
Detectives, I
drugs.
suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Loading, 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 loading. Okay, here we are at the police station. And in front of me was my phone going off telling me that a friend of mine came online. Oh, Mish, check the evidence room. That is not the evidence room, that is the morgue. Evidence.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Okay.
A handkerchief with the initials
Just JHN.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. These abbreviations.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back to his place, and then I'm gonna go through his archives, and then in the next episode of this, we will interrogate JHN. Come on, let's do some carriage racing. You can do it, horse. Faster. Faster. Is that really how fast you can go? Oh, we're stopped. We're already there. Damn. That was quick. It's almost like they gave us teleporting capabilities. Now, where's your archives? I'm guessing this will be your archives. Search for Dawson, 1883. I'm gonna say the bankruptcy.
I need.
No. Oh shoot! Why didn't I read for the one that says Dawson and Negligan are bankrupt? Dawson and Neglin investment fund bankrupt. Negligan missing. The Dawson and Neglin Investment Fund, a regional bank institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of company is a pure catastrophic for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors.
Here it is.
That's actually very interesting.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
I like it how we just saw that and his lips were not moving at all during that whole conversation he just had with us. So now I'm going to go to Scotland Yard and I'm going to end the episode right there. After the loading screen. Alright, we are at the police station. This is where I'm going to be ending the episode of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. This was Game On, and see you in the next game. Bye-bye.